Microphones are off. Okay, good. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone to take their seats, please. At this time, I would like to call to order the regularly scheduled meeting of the Meridian Planning and Zoning Commission on, where are we at? April 4th, 2019. Let's take roll call.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioner Holland.
Here.
Commissioner Seal.
Here.
Commissioner Olson.
Here.
Commissioner Perot.
Here.
And absent are Commissioners McCarville, Fitzgerald, and Casanelli.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Because we have had a withdrawal of item 4B, if I could get a motion to amend the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Sorry.
It has been moved and seconded to amend the agenda to remove item 4B. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, motion carries. Third item on the agenda is the consent agenda to approve the minutes of March 21st, 2019 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Can I get a motion?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, I'm going to explain the public hearing process this evening, and then to let you all know, after I do that, we are going to open Three Corners Ranch H20190006 and Gander Creek H20190013 for the purpose of continuing those meetings. We will not be taking public testimony on either of those applications this evening per the request of the applicants. So just to let you know all that up front. So at this time, I'll briefly explain the public hearing process. We will open each item individually and then start with the staff report. The staff will report their findings regarding how the item adheres to our comprehensive plan and Uniform Development Code with the staff's recommendations. After the staff has made their presentation, the applicant will come forward to present their case for the approval of their application and respond to any staff comments. The applicant will have 15 minutes to do so. After the applicant has finished, we will open to public testimony. There is an iPad in the back as you entered. If anyone wishes to testify, please sign at that location. Any person testifying will come forward and be allowed 3 minutes. If anyone here is speaking for a larger group, such as a homeowners association, we will take a show of hands for individuals that would like that person to represent the group. They will be given up to 10 minutes. After all testimony has been heard, the applicant will be given another 10 minutes to come back and respond if they so choose. Then we will close the public hearing and the commissioners will have the chance to discuss and hopefully be able to make a recommendation to City Council. At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing for Three Corners Ranch H20190006 that was continued for March 7th. Is the applicant present this evening? Would you please come forward? You're welcome to share with us why you would like to continue the meeting. If you don't choose to do that, please do tell us what date you would like to move the meeting to.
Yes, Marcel Lopez, 4824.
I'm sorry, please state your name and address for the record and speak into the microphone.
Marcel Lopez, 4824 West Fairview Avenue, Boise. Yes, we respectfully request to continue the hearing for Three Corners. We are in the process of revising the preliminary plat in order to provide enough sufficient time for staff to complete their review. We're requesting that it be continued. I believe we discussed a May date, but staff can elaborate on that.
Madam Chair, members of the Commission, I think we were discussing May 16th, if that works for you.
May 16th?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I get a motion to move Three Corners Ranch H20190006 to May 16th?
Move that we move hearing number 8, H20190026 to May 16th.
I'll second with just an amendment that it's 0006.
My apologies.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
That's all right. It has been moved and seconded to continue Three Corners Ranch H20190006 to the date of May 16th, 2019. Okay?
Madam Chair, are you going to call a vote on that?
I apologize.
Are you calling a vote on the motion?
Yes, I apologize. I'm sorry. We're moving along fast tonight. Can I, all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, motion carries. Okay, next we will open the public hearing for Gander Creek H20190013 for the purpose of continuing. Is the applicant here this evening? No? Would staff like to share more information about what the applicant intends to do?
Madam Chair, members of the commission, happy to do so. So this is one where applicant doesn't want to move forward until we have HHD staff report for you to take under advisement because it is a 400 lot subdivision. So they thought it was in their best interest to defer it for 2 weeks so that we can get that information as you deliberate on the application 2 weeks from now.
April 18th,
April
2019?
18th. That is correct.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to continue, Gander Creek H20190013?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Seal?
move to continue file number 82-019-0013 to April 18th.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to continue Gander Creek H20190013 to April 18th, 2019. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Motion carries. Okay, next we will open the public hearing that was continued from February 21st, 2019 for Real Life Church H20190004. Does the staff have any additional items to report?
Madam Chair, members of the commission, yes. So as you remember from the last time we met, we had kind of asked the applicant to work on looking at a more permanent parking solution and outdoor play space for the daycare component of their CUP request. Since then, the applicant has actually worked with, and I think is working to acquire the land to the south that we'd mentioned before. They have designed an additional, it's about 49 spaces to the south, so that should accommodate the number of parishioners they're anticipating and the number of daycare students. The outdoor space, they don't have anything planned in the immediate future. The way their classes are structured, it's for about 3-hour periods, so I think they're going to try to focus on indoor class time, and then maybe at a later time they'll focus on outdoor space. But for right now, the parking is the main thing that I think that they've improved upon since the last meeting. So.
Thank you. Is the applicant present this evening? Please state your names and address for the record.
Matt McNulty with New Design Architecture, 725 East 2nd Street.
And I'm Justin Jordan, lead pastor of Real Life Ministries, and we're at 35 East Fairview Avenue, Meridian, Idaho.
Thank you.
You bet.
Who will be speaking first?
I'll go ahead. So as Stephanie, Madam Chair and Commissioners, as Stephanie mentioned, the church has proceeded to acquire and look into acquiring the parcel to the south. Currently, like she mentioned, there's about 49 parking stalls, so total about 79 complete with the existing and some code updates and changes that are required. Based on calculations, we feel that this is more than adequate for the future growth. They are planning to do 2 separate Sunday services, and this would accommodate for both of those, as well as there are still in affect the 2 neighboring parcel agreements for those Sunday services as well, as was discussed in the previous meeting. We do, looking at the layout, this is very preliminary. We feel that we can get some more spaces squeezed out of the new parcel, which would get us probably closer to 80 or above. So that's kind of what our next step is on that, as well as in regards to the outdoor play area. It really doesn't fit in with the current schedule for the church and daycare services and program, as well as it's a 3-hour block, so there's not a lot of time to go out and play. There's more indoor learning versus that. And then I just want to kind of briefly remind the commissioners that the Meridian Code does not require outdoor play areas for preschools or daycare services. And then, do you have anything, Justin?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Sam and Jim, who were here last time, in opposition of the current plan, they're aware of the new plan and have talked to our realtor and have given a green light to it. And I don't believe they're here tonight. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are there any questions for the applicant?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Seal?
The question I have is how close are you to securing the property that's to the south of you? Is that something, I mean, I know it's ongoing, but is there something in writing at this point, or is it?
Yep, it's under contract, so it's just contingent of the CUP being approved, and closing will be in May. So, if the CUP goes through.
Okay. For the when would you start to inhabit the building and function as a church and a daycare?
The church most likely in August, September, depends on obviously building permits and construction of the building. The preschool probably most likely wouldn't be till fall of 2020. So.
Okay. I remember in the last hearing that you had signed leases with some business owners to the north. Does this eliminate the need for all of those leases and allow you enough space with this and in addition to street parking?
I would say that we probably would still hold on to those agreements just to make sure that we have adequate traffic flow. Some of our more committed members that are going to be there for 2 to 3 hours will probably say, hey, would you be willing to park down the street so that we have our first-time guests can come and can find a parking spot quickly versus having to look for one. And so we'll probably still utilize those, but I guess the answer to your question, the urgency to need them is going to be a lot lower now because of the additional parking that we have and the ACHD parking on the street as well. So,
I'm sorry, could you share again the estimated full number of parking spaces from what is on the existing property and then what you're adding? I didn't hear that number.
The total is 79, so we're adding about 49 new spaces. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then what are the red dotted lines that are showing on this rendering?
Those are more for internal architecture use, but they're the fire truck turnarounds just so we can lay out appropriately the drive aisles.
Okay.
So, nothing special.
Okay.
Madam
Any
Chair.
additional questions? Commissioner Holland?
One more additional question. On the area that you're looking to acquire, and this might be more of a staff question, are you going to be required to pave that lot as well, or?
Which lot are you referring to?
The south lot, where it's just the dirt lot that you're looking to acquire. Would you be paving that as well and striping those stalls?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
More questions? Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Is there anyone signed up to testify this evening?
No, Madam Chair.
Is there anyone here who would like to testify? None? Okay. And so no need to have the applicant come forward. I'd like to remind the commissioners this evening that this is a conditional use permit application, which means it is our final decision and we won't need to make a recommendation to City Council. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to close the public hearing for April 4th, 2019. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Motion carries. Who would like to start with their thoughts? Commissioner Olson?
It seems that all the requests that we made have been handled, and I think we can go forward with this.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Holland?
This one was a tough one for me originally because of where they were looking to locate. I wish I could find them a beautiful spot to be in, in a nice office park or in a nice area. It's always tough when you've got church facilities kind of fitting into an industrial zone, especially when there's not a lot of industrial available in the valley. So that was one of my challenges, but we asked them to go back and come back to us with a better parking plan, which they've done. I feel comfortable with the amount of parking that they've been able to secure. I think it sounds like they've got good contingency plans for when they've got overflow. So while I don't necessarily love having this specific use in an industrial area, there might be a better use for an industrial area. I don't really have a big reason to object to it either.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Seal?
I would agree with what's been presented here as far as what the applicant has done. They've come back and they've done everything that we've asked them to do. The only exception to that is the play equipment, which hopefully that's something that they can put in the future. Although they do have adequate access to some green areas that are to the north of the building and over in the Blue Cross campus as well. So hopefully that's something that they can take advantage of in the future. But for the most part, or in total, they've come back and answered everything that we've asked them to.
Thank you. I definitely agree with with my fellow commissioners and with Commissioner Holland regarding this. Probably not the highest and best use for this location, but I also don't see anything that has me greatly concerned about the use itself. I don't think it's going to create a hardship in that area of any kind. Just for the applicant's sake, we'd love to see a more beautiful area, but we understand that it is difficult for churches to find good locations. Is anybody ready to make a motion?
Madam Chair, I have a quick question. As far as the the revised site plan, is that already essentially, if we do make a motion to approve this, is that already included? If we just move to approve it as is that included in the recommendation? I should say the staff recommendation.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Seal, the applicant will be required to do a certificate of zoning compliance and design review, so they'll have a chance to possibly add more spaces as they discussed and kind of make sure that they adhere to our dimensional standards and landscaping requirements. So this is more of a rough idea of how many spaces they're planning to provide, but it's not finalized.
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the commission, certainly you can ask us to attach this as an exhibit in the staff report. That's typically what we do with conditional use permits. If you recall, in the staff report, we required the applicant to provide additional parking on this lot as part of our approval of the conditional use permit. So what the applicant's done is comply with the conditions that we already have under our conditional use permit, or our conditions in the staff report. So they're essentially complying with what we've asked them to do. So what we can do is remove the site plan that you see on the left-hand side, insert this one, and realize that through the CZC and design review process, they'll probably gain a few more parking stalls on this site. So it's not a bad thing to have more than 79. I think just looking at their layout, I can envision at least 4 or 5 more stalls on the site easily without too many modifications to the site plan. So to answer your question, yes, we have it covered, but we will attach this as an exhibit in the staff report just to make it clear for the record.
Thank you.
And please include that in your motion. Thank you.
Any additional discussion?
I'm trying to figure out how to word this.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Olson?
I'd like to make a motion that after considering all staff, applicant, and public testimony, I move the approval of file number H2019-004 as presented in the staff report for the hearing date of April 4th, 2019, with one attachment, as we've discussed, to make sure that it gets included.
Okay, would you mind clarifying what we're attaching?
I'm going to have to ask for instruction.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Olson, you would just want to say to the revised site plan.
Site plan?
Yeah, the revised site plan.
Okay, including the revised site plan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded to approve file number H20190004 with the modification of attaching the revised site plan to, to the staff report. All those in favor say aye.
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 None opposed. Motion carries. Can I get one more motion this evening?
Want this one?
Go ahead.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Holland.
I move we adjourn the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for April 4th, 2019.
It has been moved and seconded to adjourn the Planning and Zoning hearing for April 4th, 2019. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.